G'day whisky lovers, welcome to the Hard Malt Whisky channel. My name's Tim and I'm here with another whisky review for you today. Today something a little bit different, we've got an unboxing video. So I've picked up this independent bottling of an Islay single malt Scotch whisky from an independent bottler called Port Askaig. Which is from the town of Port Askaig on the northern coast of the Isle of Islay in Scotland. On the back here it tells us a little bit about it. It says that this first release brings together just 29 casks from a distillery on Islay's north coast, aged in traditional American oak hogsheads. So we know we're going to be getting the ex-bourbon character, and it also tells us that it's from a distillery on the northern coast of Islay, which could only be one of three different distilleries at the moment. Could be Bunnahabhain, Kalila, or Ardnahoe. Now, couldn't be Ardnahoe, this being a 17-year-old whisky. Pretty sure, safe to say, there won't be any liquid old enough to be to give them this kind of a batch at a 17-year-old age limit from Ardnahoe as yet. So that leaves Bunnahabhain and Kalila. I think probably most of you might agree with me that it's probably going to be pretty easy to tell what this is upon tasting, as those two distilleries are quite unique in their character. So what else have we got here? That's bottled at 50.5%. It tells us that it's non-chill filtered and no added colouring. Just what we want to hear. So, by all means, allow me. I'll pop that one over there. So, we've got the traditional greenish sort of style bottle to protect the liquid from sunlight. And let's crack this open. Also came with this nice Port Askaig clean can. And the topper is peeled off nice and clean. And there's no better sound than that, is there, folks? Alright, let's get a little bit of this into the glass. And I can already smell some of that peat. Let's see what we've got here on the nose. It's actually quite delicate to start off with. Slightly floral and delicate. There's, I'm going to say, lemon curd. The peat's definitely there, but it's not massive smoke or anything like that. I'd even call it. They say bonfire on the bottle, I think, but I'd say a gentle campfire. Yeah, that lemon, zesty sort of lemon curd note is really draws me in. Let's see how it is on the palate. It's got a little bit of warmth. Vanilla, perfumed sort of citrus, or perhaps that bit of that lemon curd again. Finishes with a subtly peppery finish. Definitely not an absolute peat monster like you would expect, especially if you were talking about it being a Kalila. But then again, it is 17 years old, so generally once you get up around that sort of age statement in a peated whisky, the peat's going to be sort of a little bit subdued, or it's going to be more rounded out and subtle, which is definitely what I'm finding in this. I'm going to say there's a little bit of a sourness in there as well. Yeah, definitely not an incredibly sweet one. I'm going to suspect that these were probably put into refill hogsheads, seeing as I don't feel it's got a massive cask influence, especially after 17 years. If this liquid was put into wet casks, you're going to get, for one word, you'll get a little bit more colour, but you'll get a lot more vanilla and a lot more cask influence, whereas this seems to be showing a little bit more spirit forward and restrained bourbon cask influence. I'm still getting that perfumed lemon curd note on the nose. Really quite something different. I've got quite a few peated whiskies in the cabinet at the moment, a few from Islay as well, and this has actually given me something quite a bit different. I am going to put my guess out there and say that I do believe that this liquid is from Kalila Distillery, just based on that citrusy sort of perfumed note that I'm getting, as opposed to a salty, really salty sort of rich note that I would expect from a Bunnahabhain. So for me, I believe this to be a Kalila, and if I browse the reviews of this, I think most people have the same opinion. My opinion altogether, I think it's quite a interesting release, to be honest. Not exactly what I expected. I was expecting something with a much bolder ex-bourbon character, whereas this seems to be really rather restrained. And I think a lot of that lemon curd and sour sort of note is coming from the spirit itself. And it's actually quite enjoyable. I like something that's giving me something different. So there you have it, folks, the Port Askaig 17-year-old release. And this means I've probably just got a couple more Islas that I still need to try, and that would be Ardnahoe, who've just recently released their inaugural single malt, and Port Ellen, who have recently resurrected themselves. So I'll be looking forward to trying those two hopefully soon in the future. But until then, I'm going to enjoy this Port Askaig 17-year-old, as well as some other nice peaty Islas I've got in the cabinet there. And until the next video, Slán Javar.